Hello, I'm Ken Nicely, Superintendent of Roanoke County Public Schools. I want to welcome you to this online graduation for Cave Spring High School. We all wish we were celebrating your success in person. However, nothing can take away from the tremendous pride that we all feel for our graduates. Think of this online edition as part one of graduation. Later this summer or fall, our schools will still celebrate with our graduates in person. Until then, we're going to do the next best thing so that our seniors officially graduate on time. I want to extend my most sincere congratulations to each and every one of our graduates. The class of 2020 has become the most resilient class ever in the history of Roanoke County Public Schools, and I'm incredibly proud of how our students have weathered this current pandemic. I look forward to the day when we can still celebrate with you in person. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the Cave Spring High School class of 2020.
I'm Steve Spangler, principal of Cave Spring High School. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to welcome students, families, and friends joining us online as we celebrate the 64th commencement exercise for Cave Spring High School. Class of 2020, congratulations. While this graduation ceremony may not be the same as attending in person, it is still extremely important that we recognize the accomplishments and honors of this graduating class. After 13 years of education, this is a special day for our graduates, where they cross over from being a kid to becoming an adult. It is a time to celebrate the years of hard work and the sacrifices our seniors have made to earn their diploma. Despite the obstacles and challenges this class has faced, they stayed focused on their goals and knew what it was going to take to achieve them. I would like to take a little time to look back on what shaped and defined this class. Cave Spring High School was due for a total renovation for obvious reasons. The building was old and outdated. There was also another reason. For many years, we had to keep a close eye on the weather forecast. When the area sustained heavy rains, we flooded. Yes, you are seeing a person in a kayak in our parking lot. When these students entered high school their 9th grade year, there was an expectation and uncertainty the renovation of Cave Spring High School would be taking place in the near future. School life was relatively normal during the first 2 years of high school up until the last 9 weeks of their 10th grade year. Teachers were teaching and packing at the same time in anticipation of the construction. Our students and teachers were ready, only to be disappointed with the failure of the first bid in May, delaying the start date indefinitely. Their junior year started very similar as the previous 2 years. Traditional ceremonies and events took place. School life resumed with the uncertainty of when or if the renovation would even take place. During that time, Mr. Ray, Dr. Nicely, and other members of the school board worked diligently to find a way for the project to move forward. Mission accomplished. It was time for us to put on our hard hats, roll up our sleeves, and get dirty. In January, it was go time. Avis wasted no time starting the demolition, and after packing, unpacking, and then packing again, we finally made our way across the parking lot to our new home of the Knights. The move did come with a few complications. The trailer company's delay setting the units gave all of our students an unexpected extended break, which I heard no complaints. We were then ready to start class. On the first day in our new home, the contractors struck the main water leading to the field, and we were without water for a couple of hours. In the following week, we hit the coldest temperatures of the school year, and the water lines froze. Both events, for obvious reasons, affected the aromatic porta potties. I feel certain the 13-month tidy experience will be a memory and for some a topic of discussion at future class reunions. This school year started with a few minor adjustments with parking and traffic flow. But life on campus and our mobile learning centers, trailers, was a new normal. We honored the annual traditions and events the best we could and wherever we could find a space, starting with the knighting ceremony of Austin Hayden. Student support for our teams, at home or away, didn't waver. The senior class turned challenging situations into a good time. Being under construction, there was a good chance we would be the student theme at every away football game. Surprise! It didn't faze this class. The seniors embraced our circumstances, keeping a positive outlook and the Knight school spirit alive. Learning in a brick mortar building with indoor plumbing or a trailer park with outhouses, it didn't matter because this was our home and we were going to make the best of it. On January 1st, all of us here at Cave Spring were devastated by the sudden death of Ashley Hooray, a beloved Latin teacher for 15 years. Later in this program, we will be awarding the first memorial scholarship in her name to a deserving student. On March 13th, life as we know it changed not only for us, but for the nation with the spread of the coronavirus. No one could have predicted the year would come to an end, or should I say a screeching halt. Senior events and experiences were placed on hold and many canceled. Instructional practices and means for finishing out the school year were developed, and face mask selection for protection became a fashion statement when going out in public. Reflecting on our seniors' high school journey, it is obvious the class of 2020 has faced many challenges and overcame adversity no other class before, and I would venture to say no other class would ever experience in the years to come. They have met these challenges and hardships head on and have persevered, making them more resilient and resourceful. The individual and collective struggle reminds us to keep things in perspective, that life as we know it can change in a heartbeat, and that we should never take things for granted. A quote from Wade Boggs, Major League Baseball Hall of Famer, fits this class. Our lives are not determined by what happens to us, but how we react to what happens. Not by what life brings us, but the attitude we bring to life. Cave Spring High School has equipped this graduating class with the skills to be successful and help you succeed, making the most of your life. You will find learning never stops. As you move on from Cave Spring and choose your career path, there will be new skills and lessons to learn along the way. The foundation developed and newly acquired knowledge will help you keep up with the pace of change and keep you engaged in the world around you. I am confident the class of 2020 is up to the challenge. I said this last year, and I'll say it again. The faculty and staff have been the stabilizing force and the glue that has held the last 2 years together under trying circumstances. They continue to place emphasis on the quality of the academic programs and make sure our students had a good, productive, and happy school year. I want to take this time to say thank you to this dedicated faculty and staff for supporting and challenging our students to be better. I also want to thank Lori and the Cave Spring PTSO for their love and commitment to our school. We are grateful for the many hours spent to make our students and staff feel special. Parents, I know you are very proud of your graduating sons and daughters. Graduates, please take the opportunity to thank everyone who has given generously of their time and love. Parents, on behalf of Cave Spring High School, we appreciate the support that you have provided your student and this school. Thank you. Each year, it gives me great pleasure to highlight the honors and accolades academically and athletically for this graduating class. Today, we recognize 256 graduating seniors. This class has been awarded in excess $2,740,000 in scholarships and awards. 175 seniors earned gold tassels, signifying the overall achievement of 3.0 GPA or better. We have 64 members carrying a 4.0 or better and will be recognized as valedictorians. 85 seniors will receive a standard diploma. 172 will receive advanced studies diploma, while 121 students are candidates for diplomas with the governor's seal. This year, we have one student with perfect attendance from kindergarten through 12th grade. What an amazing accomplishment for Blake Waddell. Kevin Sheng advanced to the finalist standing in the National Merit Program based on his distinguished performance and high school potential for future academic accomplishment. Finalists compete for the National Merit, corporate-sponsored, and college-sponsored scholarships. Kevin is a National Merit finalist and scholarship recipient. Kevin's other honors in the area of biomedical and health sciences are Grant Award winner in Western Virginia Regional Science Fair this year and last. Fourth award and scholarship winner, International Science and Engineering Fair in May of last year. Kevin qualified this year, but unfortunately, due to the COVID-19, the event had to be canceled. Kevin was also named Top 300 Scholar and Scholarship Recipient in this year's 79th Science Talent Search. I have no doubt Kevin Shang, will have a significant impact on cancer research. Later in this program, 14 additional departmental honors will be awarded. I am proud to say for the 9th straight year, U.S. News & World Report placed this on the list of best high schools in the state and nationally. This year, Cave Spring High School had 2 teams make it to the Virginia High School League 3A state championships. Our competition cheer team is no stranger to the VHSL championships. This year, they were regional champions and 3A state runner-up. They were led by seniors Hannah Hodges, Aaron Aiken, Madison Lang, Hannah Ireland, Olivia Bowling, and Riley Balzer. Our basketball program was a true reflection of the spirit of this senior class. They practiced where they could find space, and they played games where others would have us. Every game was a road game. They were well-balanced, tenacious, and played with a purpose. Those attributes won them a district, region, and state championship. Senior leaders are Adnan Jarcevic, Jalen Buster, Lucas Duncan, Parker Huffman, and Matt Kegel. Jalen Buster was also named First Team All-State and 3A Player of the Year. Their leader, Jacob Gruss, instilled those attributes described earlier. He was named 3A Coach of the Year. Each year, 1 male and 1 female student athlete represent their high school and compete for the B'nai B'rith Award. Selection is based on 50% athletics, 25% personal life, including extracurricular activities, and 25% on scholarship. Austin Hayden and Abby Weaver represented Cave Spring High School this year. Congratulations to all of our graduates for upholding Cave Spring's tradition of excellence. At this time, we will hear from the knight, Austin Hayden.
Hi, everyone. Cave Spring High School staff and faculty, principals, parents and grandparents, and my graduating class of 2020. I hope everyone out there is doing well, staying healthy, and doing their due diligence when it comes to social distancing. First and foremost, I want to give a big thank you to all of those who worked on getting our virtual graduation set up. During these difficult and stressful times, the fact that a school and its community got together and planned this all out, well, it gives me great pride to say that this is my home. I would also like to thank all the parents out there that are watching this, that are on the front lines, fighting this virus. We are all entirely indebted to you, and I thank you for all that y'all have done for us and will continue to do. I finally wanted to thank Nicole, Matthew, Hallie, Nathaniel, Christian, Cyrus, and many more who worked or are working essential jobs in our senior class and making it so that we have food on the table and all the things that we need for this. So, to my class of 2020. This school year has been, well, very unusual. I think we all can agree on that. And it has been hard. It has. I could stand up here for hours and talk about all the things that we missed out on as seniors, both because of the trailer park and because of the coronavirus. But I'm not going to do that. One, because that's been talked about enough in your households, that I'm sure of. And two, because I'm short for time right now. No, instead of talking about what we've lost, I want to talk about what we've gained. I truly believe there is something to be learned in every hardship, in every curveball that life may throw at us. So the next time you see that curveball or something like it, you'll knock it out of the park instead of whiffing. I read a quote once that hard times create a stronger people. And that is what we are. Because of what we've been through, we are stronger, tougher than those that came before us. We now know the importance of appreciating the little moments. And we know how to dig deep and push through when things become difficult or complicated. An example of this is when we go off to college and everyone around us is complaining about the dorms, and especially the shared bathrooms. And we'll look back at the year when we had to use trailer park porta-johns in the hot days of August, and we'll say, maybe this setup isn't so bad. We have also learned how reliant we are on each other, because only through a group effort are we able to kick this virus away from our homes and our communities. We learn more about ourselves and about who we are, because, as the saying goes, who you are is revealed not through the easy times, but through the hard ones. We are more reliant on each other now more than ever. And though the news will continue to show the dark spots of today, as is their job, I believe it's important to look at how us as humans have banded together to do good and serve others rather than serve ourselves. I've seen countless celebrities and CEOs using their power and influence to inspire others in a positive way. For example, the founders, CEOs, or chairmen of Lyft, Airbnb, Marriott, and Disney have all foregone their salaries for this year so that their workers can be paid. Sam Ehlinger and Trevor Lawrence, two top collegiate quarterbacks in Austin, Texas, and Clemson, South Carolina, respectively, have set up GoFundMes to support their local areas. These are the acts that I choose to focus on during this time. Selflessness, in a time where it is so easy to be selfish. Similarly, I've seen this selflessness and kindness in our own senior class, not just during the pandemic, but before. I've seen little acts by teachers, students, and coaches alike. I've seen a basketball team that fought every game and made our school proud. I've seen students and teachers come together in memoriam of an incredible teacher, but an even better person, Ms. Hooray. I watched as a senior class made something from nothing on our homecoming week, even embracing the whole trailer park idea with a construction site entrance. And I really enjoyed that one, by the way. Personally, I have witnessed two coaches, in Coach McGuire and Coach Wiggins, who lifted me and our cross-country team up and told us that we were stronger than we thought we were. I witnessed Coach Collins pushing us to be better soccer players, but an even better team. I've seen teachers showing up to the facility for AP testing on test day with breakfast for those who haven't eaten and words of encouragement. These are the things that I see. These are the people that I see. I don't see fear, selfishness, or spite. I see a school that provides a graduation when none of us can physically meet. I see doctors and nurses putting their lives on the line for us every day. And I see our own working essential jobs during an uncertain time. I see the rich and powerful kneeling down to help others less fortunate than themselves. And I see a tough, unbreakable graduating class that will be remembered for their ability to adapt and appreciate what we do have rather than dwell on what we don't. It's been an honor to have been your knight and have been among y'all for all these years. Thank you, graduating class of 2020, and stay safe out there.
Hello, my name is Haley Deeds, one of the assistant principals at Cave Spring High School. And at this time, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to present the Academic Achievement Awards. The distinction of being a valedictorian is earned by accomplishing a 4.0 grade point average or better. I am proud to present the following individuals who have earned this distinction in alphabetical order. Philip Lloyd Becker, Campbell Page Best, Zachary Thomas Bishop, Alexander Wilcox Blanton, Grady James Bridges. Nicole Diana Selassie Bula. Matthew Patrick Cagle. Michael Arthur Cavicchio. Jennifer Elizabeth Colebrook. Ashley Grace Creekmore. Sophie Shanae Courier. Luke Daniel DeFalco. Madison Elizabeth Doschetti. Ada Miriam Ducre. Catherine Annette Derica. Eric Michael Eisenzimmer. Lauren Grace Frampton. Owen Meade Gaffrey. Patrick Edward Goodman. Elijah Paul Hadfield. Mills Hastings Harris. Brian Austin Hayden. Paige Madison Hennon. Will Edward Henritzi. Lucas Jason Holt. Zoe Elizabeth Hughes. Colton Angelo Idamarco. Lauren Elizabeth Kadolf. Dylan Reginald Key. Cameron David Killinger. Elliot Lee Kroll. Lena Catherine Whitney. Nathaniel Christian LaPrade. Sophia Claire Legault. Morgan Kyoko Ray Martin. Sophia Isabella Midkiff. Eliana Joelle Miller. Benjamin Robert Moan. Maya Christine Mansour. Emily Teresa Morano. Kayla Sue Mutter. Venkata Sujith Panchamarthi. J. Upendra Patel. Caitlin Maureen Sullivan Phillips. Marissa Quisenberry. Jordan Lindsay Rearick. Roxanne Tara Robinson. Maya Sureka Saul. Magdalena Rose Scare. Simone Kathleen Shoemaker. Nathan Cade Sharp. Kevin L. Shang. Kobe Robert Simon. Rachel Nicole Snodgrass. Nandini Shriam. Nicole Marie Struzinski. True Treen Tran. Miles Benjamin Vance. Joshua Kaylin Wainwright. Abigail Marie Weaver. Jessica Cedar Way. Andrew David Wheeler. Gracie Elizabeth Wiseman.
This scholarship honors our colleague, Ashley Hooray, who was called home on January 1st this year. There was shock, there was disbelief, there was pain. As all of us, her family, friends, colleagues, and students struggled with the loss, bit by bit, we also started to share our stories. And we began to smile and even laugh, something that Ashley would have loved. This scholarship memorializes Ashley's legacy of honor, character, leadership, and service. For those of us who knew her well, we smile as we remember that those qualities were packaged with her special trademark, sunshine mixed with a little hurricane. At this time, I'd like to introduce Andy Hooray, who will announce the recipient of this year's scholarship.
I greatly appreciate the hard work and the generosity that have gone into creating this scholarship to honor Ashley. Thank you to all who have contributed, and thank you all for being so supportive. It is my pleasure to present the first recipient of the Ashley Hooray Memorial Scholarship to Owen Gaffrey.
Congratulations, Owen. I'd now like to introduce Nicole Bula, who will perform the song For Good.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led by those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Now I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. And well, maybe that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made by what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? Because I knew you. I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. Well, then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
Greetings. I'm Chuck Parker, Assistant Principal at Cave Spring High School, and I have the distinct privilege to present this year's Faculty Awards. At this time, I would like to explain the significance of this honor. Faculty Awards are given by our teachers to recognize outstanding performance and academic achievement of our seniors in their respective departments. This year's recipients are: for English, Maya Saul; Social Studies, Grady Bridges; Math, Matthew Cagle; for Science, Charles Collier; World Language, Philip Becker; for Business, Jalen Buster; Marketing, Gracie Wiseman; PE, Hunter Morris; Art, Andrew Keller; Tech Ed, Michael Cavicchio; Burton Center of Arts and Technology, Andrea Souter and Robert Picklesheimer; Band, Catherine Durica; Choir, Nicole Beulah; and Family and Consumer Science, Dante Whitley. Now we will present the Cave Spring High School Student Scholarships.
I am Brian Hall, Dean of Students at Cave Spring High School, and it is my pleasure to announce this year's faculty scholarships. Awarding faculty scholarships to selected students at graduation is a long-standing tradition at Cave Spring High School. The recipients are determined by a vote of the faculty. Congratulations to the following two students: Joshua Wainwright and Andrew Wheeler. Next, I would like to recognize the following students who have earned straight A's during their entire high school career based on final grades, including semester 1 of senior year. These students are receiving the Distinguished Academic Achievement Award: Grady Bridges, Ada DeCore, Catherine Durica, Paige Hennon, Lucas Holt, Maya Saul, Simone Shoemaker, Kevin Shang, Kobe Simon, Joshua Wainwright, Abigail Weaver, Gracie Wiseman. Congratulations to the well-deserved recipients of these awards. Class of 2020, you will be missed, and we wish you nothing but the best in the future. I'd now like to introduce Lauren Frampton to give the student address.
To the most infamous graduating class in history. Today is about you, the students of Cave Spring High School /Trailer Park /Homeschool. Over the past 4 years, we have grown not only in knowledge, but in character and wisdom. Coming into the building for the first day of class, we are anxious to start the next great milestone of our lives, one which would be characterized by embarrassing hall passes, walking infinite laps to avoid class, getting smushed in the annex, and building unforgettable relationships with our peers and teachers. In our freshman year, we quickly learned where to stand in the student section, which upperclassmen we should befriend, and just how crazy our teachers really were. Homecoming was certainly not what we expected, but we found ways to make the best of it. We looked up to the then current seniors, the ones whose spirit radiated through the stands and scared us half to death during Spirit Week. Sophomore year, things began to settle out a little bit. We thought we knew it all, looking down upon all the little freshmen. We suffered through gym classes and driver's ed, and demolishing every cone from the drunk driver simulation along the way. We discovered and pushed the boundaries of procrastination, and some of us even joined sports and clubs that allowed us to truly express who we thought we wanted to be. Finally approaching the critical junior year, we were caught drowning in AP classes, exams, and more homework than we knew existed. Yet you'd still find us driving all across our little town, exploring every overlook on the parkway, entranced by the vague idea of freedom that came with finally having a license. Amidst the chaos, we became schoolless as we petitioned our fate in the new learning cottages. As we begrudgingly became accustomed to our new outdoor open-air campus, we finally learned just how much we had taken indoor plumbing for granted. Thankfully, for many of us, junior year was defined by our first, albeit only, prom. We danced in circles and sang our hearts out until Mr. Hall put on Baby Shark. That's when the party really began. We indulged on after-prom junk food and got fake tattoos, becoming kids again as we played carnival games and ran through bouncy houses. Coming to the end of the year, we suffered through AP tests and looked forward to the year ahead, 2020, our year. Let me start with this. It is okay to be disappointed. It is okay to wish things had turned out differently. Still stuck in trailers, we made the most of our unfortunate situation, leading the student section at every football game, taking senior photos, touring the new school, hosting our own Sadies, and cheering on our boys' basketball team as they forged the road to becoming state champions. Even with all the incredible memories that this year has provided, we have suffered some of the greatest losses. We are the class that lost career-ending seasons, senior prom, recognition banquets, beach week, graduation, and one of the most incredible people we will ever be blessed enough to have met, Miss Ashley Hooray. In the words of Stephen Landsman, her personality as a teacher was so rare to connect to her kids, and even if you didn't know who she was, you've heard about her. She was so relatable and easy to talk to. In Latin, she would always tell us, "Vale vetus amicus," which means, "I'm gonna miss you, old friend." And we will certainly miss her and her "good morning, I love you" every single day. In the wake of tragedy, heartbreak, and adversity, let us not focus on what we have lost, but on who we have become. The students that united to celebrate the life of a loved one. The students who made light of walking to porta potties in the rain. The students who unrelentingly cheered on our football team, who always gave it a solid effort. The students that graffitied every inch of our former falling down school, and the students who made lifelong friendships and unforgettable memories. There are still many mistakes to be made and later laughed at. There are still reunions to be had and relationships to be formed. There are still games to be played, songs to be danced to, a stage to be walked across, and goodbyes to be said. To every teacher, administrator, faculty member, family, coach, and friend that has enlightened us to explore all this world has to offer, thank you. Let this year be known for who we truly are, the Cave Spring Knights, graduating class of 2020.
My name is Harolyn Mills, and I serve as chair of the English department of Cave Spring High School. It is my pleasure to announce the graduates of the Cave Spring High School class of 2020. Brian Austin Hayden, our Cave Spring Knight. Maya Christine Mansour, class president. Abdullah Isam Abdul Kahalik. David Gene Adams III. Christian Noel Atkins. Jaden Elise Ackerson. Erin Marie Atkins. Andrew Luke Alder. Caitlin Sodia Ali. Lucas Cole Aluf. William Graham Altizer. Amber Lynn Arthur. Jennifer Lee Asbury. Carson Jace Askew. Michaela Lee Aviles. Riley Dawn Balzer. Nathan Anthony Banning. Philip Lloyd Becker. Lance Braden Beheeler. Logan Shane Belcher. Campbell Paige Best. Zachary Thomas Bishop. Alexander Wilcox Blanton. Casey McKenna Boone. Alexis Grace Bush. Olivia Page Bowling. Brianna Nicole Bradley. Damian Jarrett Brads. Grady James Bridges. Nicole Diana Selassie Bula. Lane Marie Birchinall. Jalen Gregory Buster. Matthew Patrick Cagle. Grayson Alexander Campbell. Michael Roy Cannon. Diamond Brianna Carmen. Allison Penil Carter. Ryan Elizabeth Cass. Bailey Evelyn Cassell. Michael Arthur Cavicchio. Kenneth Nathan Chapman. Ethan Keith Coates. Jennifer Elizabeth Colebrook. Charles Christopher Collier. Thanira Liz Colon Santiago. Taswell Briggs Cooper. Jack Matthew Cower. Austin Grant Craddock. Ethan Alexander Craddock. Ashley Grace Creekmore. Tobias Aiden Crook. Megan Marie Crow. Sophie Shanae Courier. Caroline Elizabeth Daly. Oise Mark Darashevsky. Luke Daniel DeFalco. Mehmet Akif Alexander Demir. Eric Michael Demachowski. Madison Elizabeth Dochetti. Ada Mariam Ducoure. Michaela Jane Dowdy. Elizabeth Ann Draper. Lucas Allen Duncan. Catherine Annette Dorica. Jabin Cornelius Duviala. Ashlyn Lee Eccles. Reagan Victoria Edmonds. Tiffany Lakin Edwards. Eric Michael Eisenzimmer. Matthew Wayne English. Andrew Harris Ferguson. Lauren Grace Frampton. Riley Giovanni Fracaro. Olivia Grace Furrow. Owen Mead Gaffery. Evan Spencer Gillespie. Emily Ray Gilstrap. Carolyn Ware Glenn. Samantha Gobelin. Brooklyn Micaiah Goff. Patrick Edward Goodman. James Dale Graham. Kaylin Michaela Graham. Elijah Paul Hadfield. Dylan Chase Hams. Shad Zachary Hannabas. Mills Hastings Harris. Bryden Casey Harvey. Andrew John Hayes. Hage Madison Hennon. Nicholas Hogan Henritzi. Will Edward Henritzi. Matthew Cole Heslip. Hannah K. Hodges. Bailey Ann Hodson. Tyler Vincent Hoffman. Lucas Jason Holt. Ashton Reese Howard. Jacqueline Renee Howard. Logan Glenn Howard. Julia Hope Rysinko. Parker Hardy Huffman. Neva Ann Hughes. Zoe Elizabeth Hughes. Colton Angelo Idamarco, Bilal Iftikhar, Leonardo Maurizio Inga Zavaleta, Hannah Lynn Ireland, Connor John Jarzinski, Adnan Jasarovic, Juliana Dupuis Jenkins, Asha Layla Johnson, Kristen Michaela Johnson, Lauren Elizabeth Kadoff, Michaela Grace Canode, Shania Denise Casey Mays, Andrew Wayne Keller, Tyler Lucas Kendrick, Kaya Lee Kersner, Dylan Reginald Key, Richard Henry Kidwell, Cameron David Killinger, Elliot Lee Kroll, Lena Catherine Whitney, Stephen Michael Landsman, Chloe Isabella Lane, Madison Taylor Lang, Nathaniel Christian LaPrade, Emily Brooke Lawson, Leah Nicole Lawson, Grace Ann Lehman, Sophia Claire Legault, Zachelle Lexima, Nawe Lee, Joshua David Long, Ty Evan Looney, Hatley Grace Loop, Rainer De Jesus Laura, Brianna Lee Lowry, Broderick Connor Lucky, Michael Joseph Mahoney, Jacob Matthew Mannon, David Hamilton Martin, Morgan Kyoko Ray Martin, Tyler Anakin Martin, Sophia Isabella Midkiff, John Henry Clay Milby, Alexia Faith Miller, Eliana Joelle Miller, Parker Stafford Mills, Mackenzie James Mish, Dawson Wayne Mitchell, Malia Nicole Mizak, Benjamin Robert Moan. Kiara Rayanne Mooney. Kelsey Grace Moore. Hunter Andrew Morris. Nicholas Kelly Mort. Nicholas Charles Moses. Philip James Moles. Emily Teresa Murano. Kayla Sue Mutter. Jenna Elizabeth Nardone. Jarrett Page Niece. Ashton Anthony Sacco Nichols. Charlie Elizabeth Nichols. Dixie Lynn Overfelt. Caden Daniel Oxendine. Cyrus Thomas Pace. Benjamin Gabriel Paliska. Venkata Sujith Panchamarthi. Harsh Patel. J. Upendra Patel. Raj Bhupendra Patel. Natalie Alyssa Paul. Dylan Scott Pennington. Caitlin Maureen Sullivan Phillips. Rebecca May Picard. Robert Wesley Picklesheimer. Krista Lena Pohiter. Julius Deshawn Price. Alexandra Renee Putoff. Samuel Scott Quakenbush. Marissa Quisenberry. Dawood Rashid. Matthew David Rasvilas II. Jordan Lindsay Rierick. Prime Minister Reese. Dylan Blade Rice. Haley Nicole Rice. Jackson Cole Rinn. Roxanne Tara Robinson. Connor James Rogers. Jacob Ashby Rorigan. Elijah Isaiah Ruffin. Maya Sureka Saw. Magdalena Rose Scare. Simone Kathleen Shoemaker. Christian Montgomery Shulo. Matthew Montgomery Shulo. Logan Elizabeth Scott. Sakib Shadab. Nathan Cade Sharp. Charlotte Madison Sheeler. John Ollie Sheeler. Kevin L. Shang. Kobe Robert Simon. Haley Shay Sink. Fabian Cinco. Lance Devon Sipes. Samuel Lee Slate. Cody Ryan Smith. Rachel Nicole Snodgrass. Madison Haley Snowden. Andrea Marie Brown Souder. Nandini Shriram. Mahmoud Mohammed Hassan Shroor. Madeline May Stevens. Nicole Marie Straczynski. Savannah Christine Stump. Avery Brooke Sutherland. Bradley Evan Taylor. Tori Lee Teller. True Treen Tron. Caroline Chloe Trubert. Tristan Trinidad Trial. Jasmine Renee Turner. Jahim Edward Tyler. Lana van Jarsveld. Miles Benjamin Vance. Blake Aaron Waddell. Henry Thomas Wagner. Joshua Kalen Wainwright. Ashlyn Nicole Ward. Talek Caden Washington. Abigail Marie Weaver. Jessica Cedar Way. Hallie Grace Weitzenfeld. Nicholas Allen Welch. Grace Lauren Welsh. Alyssa Delmar Westerband. Andrew David Wheeler. Logan Elizabeth White. Samantha Marie White. Dante Anthony Dion Whitley. Clifton Jerome Williams, Jr. Rieslyn Bell Williams. Joshua Allen Lee Williamson. Dakota Joy Wilson. Gracie Elizabeth Wiseman. Connor Damon Womack. Blaze Anthony Wood. Amethyst Rain Wright. Tavia Alexis Wright. Nicholas Thomas Wynn.
Hello, I'm Mike Ray, Roanoke County School Board Representative for the Cave Spring District. Certainly this is not how we wanted to honor you during this important milestone in your life. Cave Spring Knights, class of 2020, you have all looked forward to your senior year of high school. Due to these unprecedented times, you won't get to experience a normal graduation or a senior prom. You have endured a complete renovation project for your school. I invite you all to come and visit your newly renovated school once it is safe to do so. You have successfully gotten through having class in educational cottages, known as trailers, changing classes in the snow, rain, heat, and cold, created a different learning environment, and then everything changed with the COVID-19 pandemic. You have developed into young adults with unlimited boundaries. You will move on with your life accomplishing many things. You will carry the memories of elementary, middle school, and high school with you for the rest of your life. You may not have had the experience of a normal graduation or senior year, but everyone is proud of you. Let me close with something I read recently. Behind you are all your memories. Before you are all your dreams. Around you are all who love you. Within you, all you need. Thank you, Cave Spring Knights, and congratulations on a well-deserved and earned diploma.
Well, we did it. Our class of 2020 has overcome so many obstacles just to reach one milestone, high school graduation. From the move into the trailer park to being unable to spend the rest of our eventful year together, as well as the other obstacles we have encountered, I would say that that's way more than enough for the class of 2020 to endure. We may not have been able to walk on our graduation day, but it sure is an unforgettable one. And we may not have been able to celebrate as we wanted with all the familiar faces and giggles and laughs, but we can still throw our caps in the air and say we did it. Over the past few days, Sophie Legault and I have put together a graduation video full of memories and irreplaceable moments we've all experienced together. Although this year took a huge turn for all of us, we hope this can be something that you can look back on in 5, 10, even 50 years from now. Today and for the rest of our lives, we should always be proud of the person we've become and how much dedication it took to get here. We can't go back to change the beginning, but we can start here and change the ending. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
I also wanted to address my class of 2020 specifically. Guys, this is it. All right, that's it. Thank y'all.
I think we knew we were going to get the short end of the stick when rumors about construction began flying around sophomore year. However, last year, after some adjusting, we realized that our location might have changed to the other side of the parking lot, but fundamentally, as a class, we remain the same.
We found ways to make light of our situation. We dressed up and decorated accordingly for homecoming. We enjoyed the sunny days outside, sitting in our cars before school, and even though we shouldn't, we gotta admit it was kind of nice to share the campus with only sophomores and juniors.
This is the first lesson we learned this year, that we as a class can adjust. We make the best of crappy situations and we turn them to our favor. We are optimistic, easygoing, and flexible.
The second lesson was not as easy to learn. This one is the fact that you never know who you're going to miss until you can't see them anymore. People touch our lives in many ways, sometimes as simple as a smile. Many of us learned this on January 1st. But through this, we also learned that recovery is possible, and it must happen by reaching out and being kind, caring, and helpful to those in need.
Arguably, it is these two lessons that we learned in the first half of the year that prepared us for the longest months of our lives. Days, weeks, and months where we were suddenly forced to adjust, forced to no longer be in the company of our friends, classmates, and teachers that we love.
But this is how I know we will prevail. Because we, more than any other class in our district, state, country, and even the world, were prepared. Every single hardship we faced together. And I know that no matter what life throws at us, our years at Cave Spring High School provide us with bonds and memories that will stay with us forever.
Till I reach you. Rivers and roads, oh rivers and roads, oh rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you. Rivers and roads, rivers and roads, rivers till I reach you.
When you look back on this time, 5, 10, 50 years from now, I hope that you smile, despite what we have been through. I hope that you remember how we have grown together from the time we walked into the school as freshmen to when we unknowingly walked out of the trailer park one odd, fateful Thursday in March. But most importantly, I hope that you realize just how lucky you are to be a knight and a part of the class of 2020.
Rivers till I reach you.
I want to thank Sophie and Caitlin for the tribute to the senior class. To all of our graduates, congratulations on this very important achievement. I am certain that the day will come when we think back on this time and remember not only the struggles in smelly restrooms, but the genuine friendships you have developed with one another and the many happy memories and good times. The class of 2020 will always have a common bond. This is the point of the ceremony where I have you rise. So get up off those couches. By the power vested in me by the Roanoke County School Board and the Virginia Department of Education, I now declare you as graduates of Cave Spring High School, class of 2020. You may now move your tassels to the left. I wish you the best of luck, goodbye, and I hope you will always be proud of being a Knight.
Congratulations to all the high school graduates out there. My name is Coach Bennett. I'm the head coach at the University of Virginia, and sincerely wishing you the best, whether it's going on to college or whatever it is you're going to do. A job well done to get through high school, and you guys are our future. We need you, and I know the future's bright. So again, I wish you the best, and congratulations on this impressive accomplishment.
Congratulations, Cave Springs class of 2020. You've worked hard to achieve your goals. Chase your dreams with effort, passion, and hard work. And in the words of country singer Tim McGraw, always stay humble and kind.
Hey, Cave Spring High School 2020 grads, this is Tiki Barber, class of 1993 and former Knight. First of all, I just want to say that I hope you and your families are healthy and safe during this unprecedented time that we find ourselves in. And I'd also like to send prayers for those of you who have friends or loved ones that are frontlining this pandemic. A sincere thank you to them. I guess unconventional would be the best way to describe these last few months for you all, but adversity is nothing new, right? And you guys spent most of your senior year in classroom trailers. Unique to say the least, but it's that uniqueness of experience that'll prepare you for all the other challenges that come your way. I know it's been a bummer to have missed spring sports or other activities these last weeks, and it's lonely not being able to personally interact with your friends. But remember that obstacles will always be a part of your life, and every one of them is an opportunity to try something new or different. I've always said that opportunities are seldom perfect, but if you're not ready for them, they might not come again. So always be aware. Now, you're not walking across the stage yet, but the pride that every shoulder that you've stood on in your life is beaming through the distance and applauding you. And I do the same. Congratulations, graduates. Your journeys are just beginning, and I'm excited for the amazing path that you guys are going to walk down. Be well, stay blessed, and go Knights.